Get the secrets of getting people to like you from Robert Greene's The Art of Seduction. This book has two main sections. First, it tells stories about supremely charming characters who excelled at making others like them. Then, the second part teaches you the skills and techniques used to get people interested in you romantically. To help you learn, a series of 35 video episodes is being created to showcase the different ways covered in this famous book for becoming a likable, attractive person. In our world of sadness and badness, few character types hold as bewitching and attractive power as the perfect lover. As recorded by Robert Greene in his book The Art of Seduction, the perfect lover is a master at not just finding but fully becoming the romantic illusions and unsatisfied longings that tempt their target's deepest fantasies. The Hidden Study, revealing the intimate ideal. The bases of the perfect lover's power lie in their unmatched skills of watching and understanding of small details. With a smart, studying eye, they closely watch their target's unconscious habits, seemingly unimportant gestures, and momentary shifts in voice tone. Each of these nuanced gives-away offers a glimpse into the closed-off worlds of unspoken wants and roads not taken that their target has been forced to hold back. Whether it's the aristocrat held back by proper ways who craves unrestrained escapism, the middle-class merchant fascinated by fantasies of bold manliness, or the single woman starved for thrilling spiritual connection, the perfect lover has an alchemical ability to decipher the secret codes of body language. They divine the precise way in which romantic and artistic ideals have hardened into sadly unslaked cravings for their targets. With the tender insights gained from this hidden watching, the perfect lover sets about carefully reconstructing themselves as the irresistible embodied blend of their target's most intoxicating dreams and profound disillusionments. The complete trick, crafting an idealized illusion. For the love-struck nobleman longing for the sensuality of earthy, unbridled adventure, the perfect lover blends an aura of roguish blasphemy filtered through the varnish of soulful vulnerability. For the sheltered young woman starved of the all-consuming passions told in literature's songs to crazy love, the perfect lover transforms into a feverish yet courtly suitor, able of dramatic extremes of poetic romanticism. For the modern deceiver entranced by fantasies of spiritual and creative transcendence, the perfect lover morphs into an ethereal spring of inspiration, a mystically sensual and emotionally literate muse. Each part of their curated persona is extracted from the tiny particles of their target's subconscious attractions and built into an intricate disguise of idealized chivalry, deliciously profane adventure, enlightened sensibility, or any mixture most alchemically tuned to ignite their target's deepest amorous cravings. However, the perfect lover understands that the true fatal blow in enchaining their targets in rapturous infatuation lies in not just blending a tailor-made seductive persona, but elevating this illusion to dizzying degrees of myth and metaphor. Every symbolic word, slightest choreographed gesture, and artfully built spectacle becomes a conduit to summon the aura of almost spiritual aesthetic transcendence around their constructed identity. The most sensual flirtations are brushed with the patina of poetic allegory. Each encounter takes on the air of a ritual courtship rite, full of layered hidden meaning. Beneath the surface indulgences of passion simmers the intimation of indescribable archetypal grandeurs and inexplicable mystical undercurrents. The perfect lover elevates the basest desires to a lofty plane of allegory and artistic exaltation that speaks to the very mythological roots of mankind's ideas of beauty and intimacy. By filtering the basest of seductions through the transfigurative effects of metaphor and artistic mythologizing, the perfect lover captivates their targets with a romanticized eidolon more intoxicating than any carnal or philosophical actuality could ever be. Helplessly drunk on the irresistible romanticism that the perfect lover's every crafted gesture and metaphysical intimation evokes, their targets project unbridled fantasies and daydreams upon this illusion, falling deliriously in love with the escapist apotheosis of their own unconscious desires. The delicate deference, maintaining the image. However, upholding the glittering facade of allegorical exaltation and aesthetic transcendence that enraptures their targets requires the perfect lover to walk an exquisitely delicate tightrope of mystical idealization. For any breaks in their constructed identity that reveal the all-too-human flaws and ordinariness beneath the surface can irreparably shatter the sublime illusions so intoxicating to their targets. The sensual extremities of intimacy, the scrutinizing effects of extended time exposure, any of the peccadillos and ordinariness that all humans inevitably show in the domestic rituals of daily life can unravel the mystique so instrumental to the perfect lover's potency. As such, the perfect lover must keep a vigilant, censorious eye upon themselves, guarding every unfiltered utterance and unconscious act for disenchanting dissonances that could catalyze disillusion. At the first seismic tremors that threaten the veneer of their carefully engineered idealization, the perfect lover must preemptively initiate covert gambits to insulate the subterfuge. Whether fabricating eventualities that require calculated intervals of discrete distance or carefully choreographing heart-rendingly lyrical final exits from affairs irrevocably threatened by the intrusion of domestic mundanity, the perfect lover understands the vital importance of deftly averting scenarios where their targets become disabused of the idolatrous amorous fantasies sustaining their infatuation. For the perfect lover is a sorcerer whose influence derives entirely from a consummately constructed mirage, and they intuitively comprehend that the indissoluble glue binding their targets in delirious romantic thrall is not themselves as corporeal beings, but rather the idealized avatars of their targets' fevered imaginations they evoke. As such, they must continuously nourish the atmospheric intoxication of romanticized iconographies and artistic idealization that fuel their seductive sway. This often necessitates an almost wandering dedication to perpetually reigniting the full ardor of idealization in new targets through explosive, mythically romantic yet fleeting affairs of the heart, affording the perfect lover the inexhaustible replenishment of mystique that sustains their potency. For the perfect lover comprehends that while the blend and ineffable quixoticism they represent intoxicates humankind's consciousness, no individual can indefinitely uphold the transcendent facade of allegorical perfection they evoke in their target's rapturous romanticized imaginations. The perfect lover is ultimately a siren, their beguiling immortality enshrined solely in the mythical enchantments they conjure so spellbindingly in the rapturous subconscious dreamscapes of their spellbound targets. Their supreme alchemical capacity to infuse seduction with aestheticized mythopoesis, the devilish spark that renders their seductions a metaphysical, almost religious rite, is the immortal fountainhead of their power. In the end, the perfect lover is not a being, but an ethereal feminine ideal and profane masculine mystique, one eternally crystallized in the collective subconscious of humanity, perpetually resurrected in the fantasies of all those whose mundane disillusionments render them rapturously susceptible to the seductive lure of romanticized, aestheticized escapism. Now, something important. Make it a daily habit to acquire valuable knowledge. Remember, what you consume mentally fuels your mind. Be deliberate about it. Otherwise, the algorithms are crafted to manipulate your thinking. Reflect on that. Also, we're now welcoming contributions through subscriptions to back our forthcoming projects and provide you with exceptional content. Join us by subscribing today.